Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today, inshallah, going to continue for our last section, the indices. Okay, so we'll try to solve the last questions that we had. Okay, now if you go for page 14, exercise 1.3g, the question says, without using calculator, write each of these as integer or fraction. It's either like integer, like only integers, or fraction, something divided by something. Okay, so if you take a look at this one, okay, this one is actually, we agreed that anything to the power has negative value, the power can be written as fraction. So it is actually what, 1 divided by 2 to the power of 3. Okay, because we agree that when we change any value from the denominator to numerator or vice versa, you're going to change the sign of the powers. Okay, so here it is negative, it is actually divided by what, 1. Okay, so this is numerator, this is denominator, I change it to denominator, so it became 1 over 2 to the power of 3. Okay, same goes here, it is what, 1 divided by 5 to the power of 2. This one, same, 1 divided by 3 to the power of 2. I'm just changing it to the denominator. Same goes here, 1 divided by 4 to the power of 3. And here, 1 to the power of 2, 1 divided by 2 to the power of 5. Okay? Alright, let's check question number 2. Question number 2 is we need to simplify this one. This one is actually to the power of 1. Okay, we have multiplication, same bases, then we should what? Add the powers. So 1 plus negative 1 is actually 0, so it's going to be equals to 4 to the power of 0. And we agreed that also anything to the power of 0 equals to what? 1. Alright, so how about question B here? I mean, the bases are not the same. What shall I do? Okay, here you need to know something. How could I change number 9 to look like number 3? Okay, is there any way I can change it so it's going to look like number 3? Think about it. Yes, you can, because 9 is actually what? 3 to the power of what? 2, right? So it's going to be 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of negative 2. And 2 minus 2 is how much? 0. So it's going to be 3 to the power of 0, which is 1. Okay, now we have 10 to the power of 1 times 10 to the power of negative 2. Okay, you're going to write 10 and then we add positive 2, positive 1, negative 2. Okay, you know that two different signs, we put the sign of the highest number. The highest number over here is what? 2, so I'm going to put negative. And then we subtract the highest from the lowest, which is 2 minus 1, so it's going to be 1. So it's going to be 10 to the power of negative 1. Okay, and since the question asked me to put it like real integers or fractions, so it's going to be 1 over 10. Okay, now 500 times 10 to the power of negative 3. How to simplify this one? Okay, you just rewrite it as follows. 500 is actually numerator, so this is 500. Okay, times 10 to the power of 3 to the power of negative 3. I'll put it down, so it's going to be 10 to the power of 3. Okay, and again, it's going to be 500 divided by 10 to the power of 3. That's mean divided by 1000, right? So those two zeros goes with those two zeros. You're going to have 5 divided by 10. Okay, so this is the last value that you have. The same goes here. 1000, it is what actually? It is 10 to the power of 3 times 10 to the power of negative 2. 3 negative 2, you'll have 10 to the power of 1, which is 10 only. No need to simplify it. Okay. Alright, let's go for question number 3. Question 3 says 27 times 3 to the power of negative 2. There is no same basis over here, so I should think of way to make this 27 look like we'll have the base 3. Okay, if you think about it, 27 is actually 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, if you go and check what is the actual number of 27, it is 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, because 3 times 3 times 3 will give you the value 27. So 3 times 3 times 3 is actually 3 to the power of 3. Okay, now times 3 to the power of negative 2, this is 3 to the power of negative 2. Okay, now we add the indices. Since it's two different values, then we're going to subtract. So 3 minus 2 is 1, so it's going to be 3 to the power of 1, which is 3 only. Okay, same goes here. All right, 16 times 2, two different bases. 16 is actually what? Think about it. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2, it's 8. Times 2, it's 16. So it is actually 2 times 2 times 2 4 times. Okay, so that means it is 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of negative 3. Multiplication, we should add two different signs. That means we're going to subtract here. Okay, it's not like we are subtracting, but it is actually, if you take a look at it, it is 4 plus negative 3. So this one will multiply this one, is going to be 4 minus 3, which is 1. Okay, so it's going to be 2 to the power of 1, which is only 2. Okay, and same goes here. All right, you need to think of way how to make 64. All right, so how to make 64 over here? Took like 2. If 2 times 2, how much? 4. Times 2, 8. Times 2, 16. Times 2, 32. Times 2, 64. So it is actually 2 times 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 6 times 2 to the power of negative 3. And you will have what? 2 to the power of 3, because 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, which is, because they want the value as integers, they don't want it as in, index form. So it's going to be 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. So this is your value, 8. Okay, here, I want to make 4 to look like 2. So 4 is actually 2 times 2. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 2 times 2 to the power of negative 3. Subtract two different signs. So it's going to be 2, put the sign of the highest number, subtract the highest from the lowest, is going to be 1. So it is, since they want it as a fraction or integers, it's going to be 1 over 2. Okay? Okay, same goes here. 36. How to change 36 to look like 6? 36 is actually 6 times 6, right? So 6 times 6 is 6 to the power of 2, which is going to give me the value 36. So it's going to be 6 to the power of 2 times 6 to the power of negative 3. And this is going to be equal to 6 to the power of negative 1, which is 1 over 6. Okay? All right. Let's go for next questions. Question number 4. 27 times 3 to the power of negative 4. 27 is actually what? 3 times 3 is 9. Times 3, 27. So this is actually 3 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of negative 4. And this is going to equal to 3 to the power of negative 1, which is 1 over 3. Okay, I am doing this because the question asking me to simplify, either leaving it as an integer or fraction. If I didn't ask you, it's okay to leave it here. Okay, now 16 times 2 to the power of negative 5. You know for a fact 16 is 2 times 2, because I want to use this base, so it's going to be 2's. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2, 8, times 2, 16. So it is 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of negative 5. And this will give me 2 to the power of negative 1, because 5 minus 4 is 1, and then negative value, negative 1. So it's going to be 1 over 2. Okay, now this question over here. 4, this is very easy, 2 to the power of 2 times 2 to the power of negative 3, and you know that is going to be 2 to the power of negative 1, 1 over 2. Now we need to be very quick, and this is the same here. It is actually 2 to the power of 2 times 2 to the power of negative 4, and this is going to be 2 to the power of negative 2, which is 1 over 4. Okay, here the question is ready. This is going to be a 6 to the power of negative 2, which is equal to 1 over 36. 6 times 6, 36. Okay, question 5. All right, 2 to the power of negative 3 times 2 to the power of 5. This is ready, just simplify. This is going to be 2 to the power of 5 minus 3 is 2, 2 to the power of 2, which is 4. Same goes here. 3 minus 2 is 1, so 5 to the power of 1, which is 5. 2 to the power of 7 times 2 to the power of negative 5. Same goes here. 2 to the power of 2, which is 4. Here, this is going to be 4 to the power of what? Negative 2, which is 1 over 16. Alright, 4 to the power of negative 2, put it as denominator and simplify it. 4 times 4 is 16. Same goes here. Okay, you have negative 3, negative 4, negative 7. Negative 7, positive 8, it's 2, is 1. So 2 to the power of 1, which is 2 only. Okay, because negative 4, negative 3 is what? Negative 7. And then I have positive 8, so positive 1, which is 2. Okay, all right. Now let's go for the second question. So second question is kind of different. The first two, they are asking me to put the answers as integers. Okay, integers, that means only numbers. Okay, so that means my numbers should not have any powers. Okay, that means my number shouldn't have any powers. So you just simplify. 4 to the power of 2 is actually 4 times 4, which is how much? 16. Same goes here. 11, it is actually to the power of 2, it is 11 times 11 2 times, and this is going to give me 121. 3 to the power of 3, it is 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27. 3 to the power of 7, okay, is going to be 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27 times 3, which is 81. Okay, 10 to the power of 6, that's mean 1, and then put 6 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This comma here just to, make differences between each 3 zeros. 5 to the power of 3, it is 5 times 5, which is 25, times 5 is 125. Very easy. All right. The other questions, they are asking us to put the answers in the index form. That means our answer should have powers. Okay, so you know the rule. Let's do it. Multiplication. 5 to the power of 2 times 5 to the power of 3. Multiplication, we add, so it's going to be 5 to the power of what? 5, because 3 times 2 is 5. B. 3 to the power of 5 times 3 to the power of 4. That means same basis, we can do it. So 5 plus 4 is 9. So 3 to the power of 9. Same goes here. 6 times 6 times 6, all of them same basis. I'm going to write 6. So 6 plus 3 is 7 plus 2, 9. So it's going to be 6 to the power of 9. Okay. Now, division, same basis, we can do it. So we can subtract. So 8 minus 3 is how much? 5. So it's going to be 10 to the power of 5. Same goes here. Same base, we're going to write 5. 6 minus 4 is how much? 2. Same goes here. Same base is 8. 3 minus 3 is 0. So 8 to the power of 0 is actually 1. You can leave it like this because it is actually 1 to the power of 1. Alright, this is acceptable in the index form. Okay, so you either write it like this or write it like this. It doesn't matter because at the end it's only 1. Alright, now this question, you have multiplication and division, and if you remember our rule, BIDMAS, Division and multiplication, it is same rank. So when you see both of them at the same question, you start from left. Okay, so here 4 plus 3 is how much? 7. So 7 minus 6 is 1, so it's going to be 10. Okay, 4 plus 3, since it's multiplication, is 7. Okay, 7 minus 6 is going to be 1. Same goes here. So 3 to the power of 8 times 3 is actually 3 to the power of 9. 9 minus 7. So it's going to be equals to 3 to the power of 2. Alright? Here, let's go for it. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So it's going to be 4 to the power of 0, which is 1. Okay? Now let's go for the other questions. Question number 6. So here we're going to have brackets. Again, bid mass. The first priority when we have operation in mathematics is brackets should be done first overall. Okay, brackets, then indices. Okay, which is the powers. Okay, so that means I need to simplify this bracket over here, and then simplify this bracket over here alone. And after that, I will do the other operation as an order. Okay, so 3 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 5, it is 3 to the power of what? 9. Okay, now we finish this first bracket. Division, I'll write it as division. 3 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of 4, it is 3 to the power of 7. I have finished right now. Now I have division. So, you know, division, we subtract, is going to be 9 minus 7, 2. Same goes here. 5 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of 3, it is 5 to the power of 7. Divided by 5 to the power of 2 times 5, it is 5 to the power of 3. So it's going to be 7 minus 3, which is 4. So it's going to be 5 to the power of 4. Same goes here. 8 to the power of 8 times 8 to the power of 7. This is 8 to the power of 15. Divided by 8 to the power of what? 8. Okay. Now subtract 15 minus 8 is 7. So it's going to be 8 to the power of 7. Alright, question 7. 4 times 4 times 4 times 5 times 5. So in order to simplify this one, I will only take the same bases. Okay, I cannot take 5 with 4. No, I should take the 4s together and then 5 together. So how many 4s I have here? I have only 3, so it is 4 to the power of 3. Times, how many 5s I have here? It's only 2, so it's going to be 5 to the power of 2. Same goes here. 7 times 7, 2 times, so this is 7 to the power of 2. Times 8 times 8, this is 8 to the power of 2, since there are only 2 here. 2s I have only 3, so it is times 2 to the power of 3. Here, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. How many 5 I have? 1, 2, and 3. So it's going to be 5 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of 2. It's really simple. Okay. Now, last question that we have in this chapter. So 2 to the power of 8 divided by 4 to the power of 2. How to make 4 into 2? Okay. So 4, it is actually 2 times 2. And since we have a power over here, that means this is going to be to the power of 2. Alright? I don't want to change the value. Now since I have here, let's simplify this one. So this is actually 2 to the power of 2, all of them to the power of 2. Okay, because this is 1, this is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, 2 to the power of 2, all of them to the power of 2, which is this one I put it here. I mean this one and this one, I didn't change it. Okay, now if you have this one, what shall you do when we have a bracket to the power of something? We agreed that when we have bracket to the power of something, the powers should be multiplied. Okay, so it's going to be 2 to the power of 2 times 2 is 4, so it should be 2 to the power of 4. Okay, now let's check our answer here. is it actually correct or not? 2 to the power of 4, it is actually what? I mean, just checking. It is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 4 times. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So it's going to give you the value of 16. And here it is 4 to the power of 2, it is 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, it's checked. So that means 2 to the power of 4 is same as 4 to the power of 2. Okay, so you can write it as 2 to the power of 8 divided by 2 to the power of 4, that you got it over here. And now do the operation. 8 minus 4 is how much? 4, so it's going to be 2 to the power of 4. Same goes here. 2 to the power of 4 divided by 4 to the power of 2. You know that 4 to the power of 2, same as we did here, we're going to have 2 to the power of 4. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 4 divided by 2 to the power of 4, which is 2 to the power of 0, which is 1. Okay. Now, last question. 9 to the power of 2 divided by 3 to the power of 3. I need to make this 9 to look like number 3. Let's take it. 9 is actually what? 3 times 3. And in the question, it is to the power of 2. So this is to the power of 2. So 3 times 3, it is 3 to the power of 2. So it's going to be 3 to the power of 2. All of them, I'll take this one here, same, to the power of 2. So 2 times 2 is how much? 4. So it should be 3 to the power of 4. Let's check it. Is it correct or not? Okay. Checking. 3 to the power of 4 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, times 3, 27, times 3 is 81. 9 to the power of 2, it is 9 times 9. 9 times 9 is 81. So it is checked. So that means my answer is correct. So it's going to be 3 to the power of 4 divided by 3 to the power of 3, which is going to give me at the end 3. Okay. Always make the higher number looks like the smaller number over here. Okay. Because it's easier and faster than changing this one into this one. Okay. So that's it for the chapter 1 in the book. What I want from you is the questions that I have solved today. I want you to check your homework and check your answers with me. If they are correct, then leave them. The one that you have mistakes with, rewrite them and submit your homework today before 4 p.m. That's it for today. See you next video. Assalamu alaikum.